The excitement levels for Irish golf fans across the country by this point should be certainly starting to crank up through the roof ahead of what's sure to be an unbelievable event next week at the Irish Open in the K Club. For me personally, the excitement levels that comes with it is on a par with some of my favourite majors, the Masters and the Open. And, with it being our national Open, the chance to attend it in person most years is, again, a real privilege. So I will be there next week, both in a fan's capacity watching some of the golf and in a professional capacity. I will be teaching at the PGA Swing Zone. So if you have secured yourself a ticket, make sure to swing by the PGA Swing Zone and ensure that you can get a few things ironed out with your own game whilst soaking in some of the best players in the world up live and close in the flesh. As I said, one of my favorite events. I want to hop on here and do a quick preview and chat through some of the main storylines. It won't be overly exhaustive, but again, I think we're quite fortunate this year in particular with some of the names that have decided to make the trip over, some for the first time and some for the first time in over a decade, including some past champions. We've been very lucky with the Irish Open. It has churned out a lot of brilliant winners throughout the years, even dating back to Seve getting his hands on the trophy. The biggest name of all every year, of course, is Rory McIlroy, and this would be huge if he can get across the line. It would be his first win since the Masters, completing the Grand Slam in April. Hasn't got his hands on some silverware since then, but again, still 3 amazing wins throughout the year for him. But if he could get across the line at the K Club, a venue that he's won in before, I was there watching as a fan in 2016, and of course he's got the plaque commemorating one of the best shots in Irish Open history. The 16th hole, he was battling it out with Russell Knox at the time, who went on to win 2 years later. But Rory got the better of him, of course, in 2016, took on one of the bravest shots you'll ever see. Martin Keimer had finished his rounds and was leader in the clubhouse and gave an interview and said something along the lines of, basically no one is going to get there into par 5, cold, wet. We'd got an awful lot of poor weather that week. Took it on, 3 wood, 300, that would be something serious in Irish weather, 273 yards to the pin, made the carry across the water, very narrow green, you've not got much to aim with. Could have laid up and trusted his wedge, but pulled off the shot. I was there in the crowd, the buzz and the cheers was something else at the time. Went on to birdie that, par the 17th, and had another phenomenal fairway wood shot, hit a 5 wood into the 18th to set up an eagle that got him the win by 3 shots over Russell Knox at the time. So again, if Rory, obviously he's going to be Europe's talisman going into the Ryder Cup in a few weeks' time at Bethpage. If he could get a win here, it would no doubt be a boost to his own confidence, but certainly it would be something I believe that would have a ripple effect through the confidence of the rest of his teammates going into what is going to be, what is always a tough task of winning an away Ryder Cup. Next man we've got to talk about is another guy who will be on the private jet alongside Rory over to Bethpage Black in a couple of weeks' time. Another one of our own, Shane Lowry. Hasn't been an amateur winner of the Irish Open before or since his triumph over Robert Rock in the playoff at Baltray, in the wind and the rain. Incredible achievement and really something that did propel him for the amazing career that he's gone on to have since. Robert Rock as well, just to throw it out there. Not much context to this video or to the preview of next week, the K Club, but one of my favorite swings to watch. Just such a neutral action, a lot of awesome mechanics in there, and again, a serious player in his own right. Went on to beat Tiger in, I believe it was Abu Dhabi at the time. So again, just goes to show what an incredible win Shane did have over Robert Rock as an amateur. Hasn't been an amateur win at the Irish Open, at least on the men's side since, but what could be a very good omen for any other amateur teeing it up next week is on the ladies' side of the game. I was at the Ladies Irish Open in Carton House there a few weeks back, and Lottie Rhodes, as an amateur, won the event, absolutely dominated her way to the win. Perhaps a good omen for some of the amateurs teeing it up next week. To throw a third Irishman's name into the conversation that absolutely deserves to be in the conversation, particularly with the year he's had, winning back-to-back majors on the senior tour. Of course, Padraig Harrington, 3-time major winner on the regular tour, absolute legend of Irish golf, and simply said you could not ask to have a better ambassador for sport in your country, never mind just golf. He ticks all the boxes, an absolute gentleman true and true, a prime example of what hard work can do for you in your career, an absolute role model. If you've got young kids that you're bringing to the Irish Open next week, ideally try get them there on the Wednesday in the Pro-Ams. I know they're back to school now, But if you can get him up there, certainly it will be something that they won't forget. He's one of the most generous guys on tour for signing autographs and selfies and all that kind of stuff. So again, you'll be creating memories that will certainly last a lifetime for your child, and no doubt inspire them to work hard in their own game and see the possibilities by doing so. Porig, wouldn't be surprised. He's every bit as good a chance as anyone else teeing it up this week. If things fell his way, again, the atmosphere in the crowd would be unbelievable. Whether you absolutely love or have zero interest in the tour that I'm about to mention, the Live Tour, you can't deny that they've got some of the most interesting characters in golf, and fortunately for our sake, a lot of them have decided that they will tee it up, and it's a huge boost to the Irish Open and the spotlight that it's going to put on the event. Brooks Koepka, for one, 5-time major champion, an extremely rare achievement to have accomplished in the modern game. To watch someone of that ilk live is going to be very, very impressive. If you've not seen him before, I was quite fortunate. I got to see him hit balls at the range when I was coaching at the Open in Portrush earlier this year. And honestly, the sound of the golf ball coming off the club face for him is just on another level. One not to be missed, that's for sure. Another couple of guys from the Live Tour that will be making the trip over. We've got Sergio, has played and is in fact an Irish Open winner in the past, making the first trip over in quite a number of years for him. Patrick Reed, I think, controversial opinion, I think a lot of people actually secretly like Patrick Reed. I put up a video of him on my Instagram from a couple of swings he put on the ball at the range at the Open, and it got like close to 700,000 views, which is an awful lot for my channel. And, you know, in terms of someone that you could learn from, he hits this very predictable draw shape, the shot shape that most amateur golfers would give their left arm to be able to hit. He's got some great structure in his arms and how well he synchronizes the body up into his follow through to produce that shot shape. If you're looking for someone to learn from, I would certainly not overlook him, that's for sure. Going back to a European standpoint, you've also got Tyrrell Hatton, who again will be representing Europe in a couple of weeks' time. Incredibly gritty player. Would be quite an interesting guy to watch if you're looking for someone to follow for a prolonged period in the course, maybe 9 holes or the full 18 even. Very gritty player, absolutely knows how to golf his ball around the course and really get the best out of every single round, and has been playing some phenomenal golf over on Live. He's been on John Rahm's team over there, and again, in case you've not been following the Live Tour, really he's been one of their better players since he joined, so definitely one worth keeping an eye on. We've also got Tom McKibben playing some great golf since he's gone to the Live Tour, also on John Rahm and Tyrrell's team. Again, home interest there. Would be phenomenal to see him get it over the line and secure himself some more world ranking points in the process as well. You do also have, of course, last year's returning champion, Rasmus Højgaard. Not sure the reception he'll get this time. Could be a bit icy. I say that in jest, and the Irish fans are always incredible with anyone that comes over, but I say that jokingly because his performance last week at the Belfry did secure himself a spot on the Ryder Cup team in the automatic qualifying places, but in the process, knocked out Shane Lowry. Of course, Shane was playing in the Tour Championship over in America, so although it was an incredible achievement to get that far, wasn't picking up any points last week for the European standings in the Ryder Cup places. This video has been recorded before Luke Donald announces his wildcard picks. I'd imagine Shane is fairly safe for a pick nonetheless anyway. And also Rasmus, last year, we say he's the defending champion, last year he pipped Rory by a shot to win at Royal County Down. So between what he's done to Rory and Shane, if it was any other nation of fans, I'm not sure the reception he'd get, but yeah, I've no doubt he'll get an incredibly warm welcome and we'll have plenty of Irish fans cheering him on in the coming days. That's it from my side. I hope you've enjoyed watching the preview show here. If you have done, please whack the video a thumbs up and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Really helps with the growth of the channel and really just makes sure that you won't miss out on any future content from me coming your way in the very near future. If you've got tickets for next week, I'm sure you're going to have a brilliant time. If you do see me there, I'm kind of hard to miss, walking around the place looking like Shane Lowry's stunt double, you might say. So make sure to come over and say hi. If you see me at the swing zone, absolutely would love to help improve your technique and have you walking away from attending the event a stronger and better player because of the experience. If you're not going to see me next week, but would still like some help on your own game, I teach in Dublin, in Kildare, in Ireland, and I also teach remotely online on an app called Skillist. For my in-person availability, I'll leave a link in the description below that will bring you to my website, Seán Marks Golf, and also on my website, and I'll leave it in a separate link below for my online coaching offerings. I'm doing a special offer for the Irish Open. I'm going to run an offer for anyone who signs up to my monthly coaching plans, 25% off of their first month. If you're keen to improve and I've never heard of online coaching before, but think it might be something that is of interest to you, once you click onto the link in the description for my Skillers profile, you'll see testimonials, you'll see live lesson examples, you'll see exactly what the online coaching journey looks like with myself as your coach. Just finished the live call with one of my players there this morning, and he's based in Canada, so we've never met before, but he's dropped from a 9 to a 2 handicap this year. If you're interested and committed to putting in the hard work, no matter where you are in the world, this is, I would say, the ultimate modern day coaching experience. It's basically like having a golf coach in your pocket, open communication channels whenever you've got a question after a round. If you want to do some stats analysis as well, that's certainly something we delve into on the coaching plans as well. The promo code will be below here on the screen. Enter that and you will get your 25% off of your first monthly plan. Only lasts until Monday, the day after the tournament. So make sure to act quick and not miss out on the opportunity if that is of something that is of interest.